with Jeremy then, please.
Michael, hi, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good.
Excellent. Before we talk about the match, can we just get our latest coronavirus update from you? Have you all tested negative, and how worried are you about the worsening situation? I mean, particularly in League One, and also Millwall now postponing games.
Yeah, we got our results back yesterday afternoon, and everyone has tested negative. So that was a good boost for us. In general, look, it's always concerning when you're seeing games cancelled, and I think, to be honest, I probably thought it maybe would have happened earlier than now, and possibly a little bit more frequently than it has happened. But look, the situation is what it is. You know, we just have to deal with it. And you know, I think as a club we've handled the situation well. We've had one or two players that have missed games and periods because of self-isolation. But overall, we've been pretty consistent, and we've had, you know, we've not been at a stage obviously where these clubs are where they've had to cancel games.
Okay. Onto the team news for this one. Is John Obi Mikel going to play? He's a former League Cup winner, of course, and who's going to play in goal for you? Because you've got a bit of a crisis, haven't you?
John won't be fit. He won't be back in time for the game, and a game I think he was very keen to be back to playing, obviously, but he had a little setback on Friday, so we just got to manage him over this week for the game on Saturday to see if he's ready for that. Yes, we've had a difficult situation in goals. We obviously have, I suppose, 4 senior goalkeepers out now, if you include Joe Bursick. Adam Davis and Angus Gunn are still injured. Nicky Miempa, unfortunately, got injured basically on the first day I arrived here with a thumb injury. And, Joe Bursick, who we called back on loan from Doncaster and has played for us in the last 8 games, has unfortunately cup-tied because we allowed him to play in the competition earlier for Doncaster. So our choice in goals is we have a young goalkeeper, Blondie Nanuku, a young Belgian goalkeeper, and we have Andy Lonergan, who we obviously signed as cover for Joe as well.
Is Andy actually well enough to play? I've heard he's been unwell, and if it is Blondie, he's only 19. I mean, what a game for him.
Yeah, it'll be a huge game. No, Andy's fine. He's trained the last couple of days. So, as I say, it'll be either Andy or Blondie that will play. Blondie's been around the first team now for the best part of 9 months, and he's done very well. He's been on the bench a number of occasions, so if he's asked to play, it's a great opportunity for him, and he only has to look at the likes of Joe Bursick, a young goalkeeper who's taken that opportunity, and if he's given the nod, he'll get it with every confidence from me.
So, Michael, you've beaten Villa and Wolves in the last rounds. Why not Spurs?
Well, exactly. That's the message we have to hammer home to the players. We did very well to get past obviously the opposition that you mentioned there, particularly I think Villa, where we played extremely well. Wolves was a tight game as well, and the pleasing thing for us in the competition is we've had 4 clean sheets, and it's been a good opportunity for us to introduce younger players into the team at the start of the season, and those younger players have subsequently gone on to play a number of league games as well. But it's a more challenging situation for us now, because obviously we're 20 league games in. We've had a number of injuries as well, and the management of the squad is a little bit more difficult because of those injuries, and obviously the stage of the season we're at. So it'll be a tough test tomorrow night, a game where we've everything to gain, and that's how we'll approach it.
Yeah, I mean, 8 changes against Villa in the last round. I mean, how key is rotation in this one, and are you expecting a major change from Jose?
Look, we won't be able to rotate to the same extent we were earlier in the season because of the players that we have unavailable to us, and so there will be some change to the team. I think it's necessary that we do freshen it up. We've had a number of players that have played a lot of minutes, and we've been playing essentially every midweek since the last international break. So we believe that we pick a team with energy, a team with freshness, and a team that obviously we believe can try and go and win the game. It's difficult to gauge really, because Spurs have only played 1 game in the competition, obviously coming in at the last 16. We've looked at the Europa League starting lineups as well. But if you just look at Spurs' bench on Saturday, for example, or Sunday rather, it gives you an idea of the quality that they have that they could utilise in this game if they made significant changes. So we don't really know what to expect, to be honest. So we've prepared the boys, and the focus has been primarily on ourselves. We're aware that whatever team Tottenham put out will be of an extremely high standard.
And Michael, 6 clean sheets in the last 7 from Stoke is pretty Mourinho-esque. What have you made of Spurs just recently? I mean, Mourinho's getting a bit of a bad press. What do you think of Spurs right now?
I think, I think like anything, these things are sometimes exaggerated. They would be disappointed to lose at home to Leicester. Obviously, a team that is in a similar situation to them in the league. They were unlucky. I felt they lost the last minute goal at Liverpool. But other than that, up until that point, they were having a great season. People are talking about them being title contenders. So it doesn't change in the space of a week. And they've had as I said, two results that I'm sure they would rather not have had. But for me, they're still a team with so much to play for this season.
Michael, thanks very much and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy. Move on to Dan now.
Hi, Michael. I've just got a couple of questions. First of all, how much are you relishing your fantastic defence taking on the marvellous attacking players that Tottenham have got?
Yeah, look, we've done extremely well, and it's not something we've focused on overly in terms of keeping clean sheets. I think we've kept clean sheets despite the challenges we've had with our goalkeeping situation. We've kept clean sheets despite having to make a number of changes in our defensive shape, whether we've played with a back 3 or whether we've played with a back 4. We've had our defenders probably have been the ones that have been missing most, either with injuries or in COVID situations. So I think that's testament to the team as a whole and how we've defended as a team. We will come up against a different calibre of player than what we do in the Championship, obviously in this game. And so it's a great test for those players that the likes of Harry Souttar, Nathan Collins, young players, Josh Tymon. Those are all young players that can play in the defensive shape for us, and a great opportunity. Similar, I think, in many ways to how with Northern Ireland, we always had to ask players at times to step up. Sometimes who were playing League One football, maybe Championship football, and suddenly they were playing against the top German players, the top players from across Europe, the Dutch players, and that's what we require again tomorrow night. Just give the players the opportunity, have faith in them, have belief in them, and as I said previously, they've got everything to gain from a game like this.
Obviously, you could drive yourself a bit nuts trying to second guess the team that Jose Mourinho is going to pick. But history suggests he does take this competition seriously, and he's won it quite a few times with other clubs. Yeah,
of course. And, I think what the Carabao EFL Cup presents is, it's the first trophy you can win in any season. And I think, Jose Mourinho's always approached it with a very positive and serious attitude to doing that. I think he's done that obviously at Chelsea and subsequently at Manchester United. So we don't expect Tottenham to come here looking for anything other than to go away and win the game. And but as I said, whatever team they put out, given the quality in their squad, the depth they have to their squad, it's going to present a huge challenge to us. But as I say, we can't focus too much on that because our focus has to be on our game and making life difficult for them and making the opposition make it an uncomfortable night for them. It would be a much easier thing for us to do probably if there was fans in the stadium. There'd be a number of players obviously in that team that have played at Stoke on many occasions in the Premier League and will know what that's like. But unfortunately, we won't have the backing of our own supporters tomorrow night. But the responsibility lies with us as a group to create that cup tie atmosphere as us in terms of our team and how we approach the game.
Final question from me. In this extraordinary year, you've now got a cup quarter-final just 48 hours before Christmas. Can you give the Stoke fans a Christmas present by winning, or have you already done so by giving them this cup run and giving them this amazing game to look forward to on the 23rd of December?
Yeah, well, look, I suppose this is an early Christmas present. If we can win the game, obviously, it'll lead to another game against another high caliber team. But it would be, yeah, having come this far in the competition, we want to make sure that we give everything possible in the night to go to the next step. The fact that the game is obviously 90 minutes and that we don't have the thought of having to deal with extra time helps. And what we have proven, obviously, is that we've beaten 2 Premier League teams in the 4 games we played to get to this stage, and so that gives us belief that we can do the same again.
Michael, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. I don't know whether ITV have got any questions they want to ask. Not looking like it. It's not coming off mute, so I'll take that as a no. So perhaps can the broadcasters leave us now, and we'll just speak to the written guys. Is that okay?
Sure. Thanks, Michael. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Merry
Guys.
Christmas.
Cheers. Thank you.
And to you. Right. Just bear with me. Go on then. Let's. Should we fire away? Who wants